What's good, everybody? I'm thankful that anyone that's stopping by, CommenterNation, the greatest nation, just United Nations in the building, conversating. We got some things we want to discuss. I got some things that I want to put out there, conversate about different things. I'm going to reflect on the different topics we're doing. But going forward, there is some other stuff that I plan to check out. Um, I'm planning on everybody rocking with me, coming through. I spoke with them. One of them's catching up on exactly the topic that I have. I watched a video earlier. That's my apologies because I should have been sending it in earlier. I should have had that going. But, stuff comes up. Had a busy day. I enjoyed my day. So I wasn't really able to do different things. And let's go. Have it going. So I don't know what's happening with this. But I watched something very interesting today that I want to talk about. And I know a lot of people may feel some type of way. I apologize ahead of time off of what I speak about. I'm going to get back to other receipts. I recently received someone claiming to be a fan page that showed me, okay, now they're claiming, allegedly, they've sent me the real page of Genesis Sanchez. So it's not she doesn't have a social media, it's that it's hidden. They've sent me the real page. I have to check on it. I'm not going to put it out there. I don't know if they're telling me the truth. To be real, I don't know if they're really Genesis. I don't know. I don't have any proof of anything dealing with that. So I'm leaving it where it is. I'm not going to jump to conclusions on it, but very curious presence. I will say that. And they came out of nowhere too. So that's another thing. Very questionable. What I wanted to add and put out there dealing with the whole situation is let me get one of the guys in here now. And I'm gonna try and add the other one. Hey, what's up, Chris? Let me see if the volume's right.
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, word. One of the subjects that I watch, have you seen the interview with unWineWithTashaK dealing with Kevin, Wendy Williams' husband, and I think his name's Avion Foster, and when they were talking about what was going on with that?
No, I didn't catch that.
Okay. I will say right now that is a very interesting situation. And I'm going to put it out there because I watched it today. Now, dealing with this situation, it honestly goes back to mentioning some things I had spoken on. Now, everybody's able to give their opinion. I'm not going to knock what you have to say. But one of the key things that I've realized dealing with this situation is some of the key things he was talking about. Now, here's the confusing part. I'll first start off with the confusing parts to me. The confusing parts to me was when he said that he had been signed to him in 2017, 2018. That's when the funny business started. So that's my term for it. What he's saying is that this man literally was inviting him to show up places like a spa down the street when there was barely people there. And he was kind of coercing him into doing different actions. Now, let me say this. I get what he's saying. I get it. But if you don't want to do something, why would you do it? You know what I mean? I understand he's saying he felt he had to play around with it and go with the flow. But if that's the case, how could you just go with the flow? Chris, if you had to go with the flow to do something, would you be screaming like you've been assaulted if you went with the flow of bending over another man or doing these type of things? Do you call that going with the flow?
Man, that sounds crazy though.
It was really crazy. I mean, I can't make it up. He said it. He basically said in the spa, the first time he invited him to get nude with him in the pool. And then he said to him, when it's time to go up to the rooms, what are you going to do? What are you going to do for fame? So he was saying, basically, I'm prepping you. Okay, and that alone would have had me shaking. He said he didn't take to that. He went into the sauna area and he stayed away from her. But then he said a month later he got called back and they both got naked in the pool together. A month later. And he said then they went into the sauna room and they started sucking and slamming each other out.
Oh man, that's crazy.
It is
the shit that people do for some fame, man. I would never never go across that line.
Now let me ask this. If we're looking at this legitly, what are your thoughts on this? Could someone coerce you into doing it, or would that be something you just kind of do? I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out.
I don't know. I mean, you know what? When somebody gets out of, I guess you could say out of pocket with something like that, and they know that you're not like or they're testing you. I mean, my natural instinct as a man is, you got to chin check them. But, some people, they do anything for that money, for that paper, man. If he went back and they met up again a month later, because the dude was contemplating it, thinking of it. He said, you know what, screw it.
You said the perfect thing. He was contemplating it. So you can tell me, oh, Kevin Foster said, but you wouldn't have showed up if you weren't doing something where you're like, well, maybe I got to do this. Like, I don't understand that. That's not sensible. It gets a little nastier. Okay. So then within this same interview, I find out that he was in a position. Now get this. This is deep. They're saying to me that he was in a position where he was sleeping, staying at a place near them. And he just did a number 2. I can't make this up. So he just did a number 2. And he was laying in bed. And this guy walked in drunk and stuff. And he said allegedly he was drunk and on something. Allegedly. Because, he said he was on something. That's what he was saying. And he said he climbed in the bed beside him. And he was like, yo, what are you doing? And he told him, shut up. Okay. Like I do the Quagmire voice. He was like, shut up. Like, and he laid in bed and started allegedly tonguing his butt after he did a number 2. So after he did this, he's saying he penetrated him. Like, this is a lot happening. And where I'm confused is after that first time, how would you even get to the second if you were really disturbed by what was happening?
Exactly.
How would I get in position to get dug out again if the first time I was like, I can't believe this happened? I mean, he didn't beat you. He didn't hit you over your head. He didn't subdue you. He climbed in the bed and said, shut up. How does that subdue you? Then here's the most disturbing thing. He said the guy started going to work, allegedly going to work inside of him. And he was like, this is Brownsville. And then he said the N-word. I mean, I don't think Brooklyn appreciates that. I never heard of this. This is crazy. Then he was explaining. No, let's check. This part had me like, what? Then he was explaining when 2 men are getting it on, it's adrenaline. Is it not because they choose to? I was shaken by it. I was like, ugh. Because I'm like, the way he's explaining it. Now, my question is, why wouldn't he be carrying on this behavior with Wendy Williams? I mean, that's your wife. Why is he going for a male that's some? And here's a crazy part, because I seen another video. Allegedly, again, this is what they're claiming. Allegedly, okay. Wow, this stuff. The same night he sung "Happy Birthday" to Wendy Williams, this guy goes over his house. So this is multiple times that he's climbing in bed or he's bending you over or you're bending over. And this part got me. And I didn't understand it. Maybe someone can explain it. He said, okay, he explained that not only did this man have something that wasn't of notable size, but he came very quickly. Then he added in, I could barely get hard. How were you getting hard at all? I'm confused.
I'm confused and nauseous.
Now, lovely TheCzarr, I got an answer. We're getting to him. And I was nauseous at first, but I started thinking of finer points instead of thinking of like, yeah, like the only thing that I laughed at was when he said, this is Brownsville. He was like, really?
He was taking him to Bronx.
Right. Yo, Charlemagne was hilarious though. He was like, they played Doo-Doo Brown. Yo, I just sat there. Normally someone would laugh. I was so embarrassed that he had to. I sat there with my hand on my head, like, oh my goodness gracious. Like, really?
That's crazy. There really is some booty snatching, man. That booty snatching really exists.
We have Queen Prodigy ready to join us. Okay, now it's letting me add her. It wasn't letting me call at first. What was going on? So she said she's ready. Let's see if she picks up. Let's see if I could get her in here. We'll wait on that. If she doesn't, she doesn't. We'll wait for her when she's ready. But this blows my mind. I'm like, when does this behavior become normal? When does people be like, oh yeah, that like, if you're gonna do something in an alternative lifestyle, do it. Why do you have to scream something on it or be married acting like you love your wife? And then you're saying allegedly, now this is what Avion said, allegedly he cannot please her because she's big or something. Well, if you're tough enough to scream where you're from while you're doing a guy, why not just choose the same hole on your wife? I was confused at that. I'm like, well, your wife has a butt too. And I know this kind of, I'm just keeping it authentic. Your wife does too.
And she looks like a dude.
No comment on that. Allegedly. I don't know anything about that. All I know is that something's crazy. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. I mean, I'm thinking of this logically, but something ain't right. Like, I mean, here's my thing too. It's how many times he was visiting. It's how many times he was like sneaking in. It was like the traditional sneaking in to snatch crumbs. He's sneaking in to snatch some crumbs from his backside. Like, here's.
So let me ask you, so he had the door unlocked every time that this incident happened?
Chris, now that is authentic commenter. Clap it up. These type of questions have to come up. Like, did you leave your door? How's he stumbling down the hall into your room like your wife? Like the door was, like he had to say, like, here, this sounds crazy, but I'm going to say this. What if allegedly he had the door unlocked and was texting stuff like, better not come over here and try some. And then he's like, oh, he's testing me. Now that's where the man part comes in, because he's like, he's challenging me to snatch some crumbs. Like, that's the only thing I can see. I don't know how this man's just coming in. Even if you stayed in the same house, are you telling me he kicked down the door every time just to come in and snatch crumbs? Who does that? Even if it's a woman, you should be ashamed of yourself. If that's what you do, be ashamed of yourself. If you have to do that, because your Mac, it lacks. your skill, your ability, you lack in it. And honestly, you should say that you're a male because you're not really a man if you can't talk yourself into position. Where's this talk of men with money out here kicking doors down or trying to sneak in? Why? Popping pills and women's drinks. Who does that? We, the normal people, out here taking our losses and wins. How are you just trying to cheat the system? You already got the money. You can't talk yourself into something. You got to kick a door down, have to do something. A rapper being alluded to taking it from a woman. Why? Why? You're telling me out of that whole crowd, and don't tell me you get a rush from it. Because if that's what you're saying, someone's family should have been duff you out. And if I heard a story like that with my family, I'd stay quiet. I'd pop up like Jason. No words. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just getting it rocking. You're out your mind. If you think something like that's manly, you don't know what being a man is. And you probably have other behaviors that aren't manly in your life that we could look at and say, what is he doing? See, that's what I'm starting to see. The most gangster persona that people be giving out, it's not real. It's not real. You're not really being who you are, for real, for real. You want to stance over here, talk this over here, but then go over here and do some lame stuff that no man would normally do. And then come back like, oh yeah, I had to save it. Save it. What are you? Okay. So she's talking to him. Okay. The bravest person in the room, it's the wife. To sit beside him, explaining that, and then explain stuff. You are the brave one. You're braver than a lot of men. Seriously. Because I'm thinking of a man sitting beside his wife explaining a story like that. And it's like most men wouldn't, but a woman sitting there, women are some of the toughest species we have on this earth. Seriously. That's crazy. You sat beside him explaining it. You had his back when he got tongue-tied. That's love. Because I don't know what else that is.
Hey, Czarr.
Yeah.
Real quick, I think you might want to try Queen now. I think she's ready. She just sent me a message.
Okay, it was just calling her. I don't know what's happening. She just got an invite to the group. It's not fully bringing her in. I'm not understanding. I love that sound. I don't know what's going on. It doesn't seem like she's answering. Maybe she's having phone issues. I don't know what's happening. I tried twice now and it said no answer twice. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, that's crazy. That blows my mind. Like, and it gets deeper because then Charlemagne's angle, and shout to Charlemagne, whether y'all know it or not, Charlemagne, I'm almost certain, allegedly, you've been here as part of CommenterNation. Shout out to you. I'm giving Charlemagne his respect on this. Here's two major reasons, okay? Two major reasons. Number one, he's consistently calling Calvin out. And TheCzarr, I saw what you said. I don't think that. I don't think there was something funny business. Now, I do know they said allegedly he was over there at some point in time. They're saying that, okay? I get that. But I don't think that dictates anything to him as him being part of it. Like, I don't think that has anything to do with it. I don't know what happened. So I don't but what I'm saying is I don't understand that What's actually happened? Chris?
You know what's going on.
Queen?
Hello?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
All right. Do you got a background going on?
Hold on, what's going on with
I don't know.
Hold on.
I have no idea. Seems like as soon as I came on, some shit went down.
I don't know, but it's your background. There's something happening. But basically, my understanding dealing with Avion and the Charlemagne thing, Avion has some level of respect for Charlemagne. Now he openly denounced that was a lie, that Charlemagne was involved in any type of assault of anyone. He denied it. He said he sat there while Kelvin, whatever his name is, was making it up, talking with the mother and the daughter. That's what he said. So I want to put that out there because I did do a piece talking about that. So allegedly, he's saying Kelvin made it up on the spot. He asked him why he was doing it, and he said, and I quote, "Sometimes you got to do things for the family." I don't know what that's about, but that's crazy. That's crazy that came out and he was making that up, and that's messed up. Now, do I have something against Charlemagne if he was allegedly beating down Wendy Williams? No. If that type of behavior was going on, and then you want to try and slide over to a young girl, come on. You're just literally making toxic something that another young guy that's serious is going to come along and take serious. You're making it toxic because you're playing a role with a woman's money. Now, here's what I'm going to say. It is a red alert for Kelvin Hunter, whatever. It's red alert now because you did this to a powerful, smart, intriguing woman in the industry on a lesser woman that was allegedly, due to Avion Foster's words, just using you. Now you set yourself in a bad place. Not only that, through Wifey, you got a job. So you were working alongside of her, getting paid, but you were spending it to look good with a woman, in my opinion, who I don't think looks that good. I don't think she was that bad. I'm like, wait, you switched out Wendy for her? It was like, what are you doing? And here's what's crazy. This is crazy. This gets crazy because allegedly, now all alleged, he's saying Wendy knew. Not only that, again, he brought back the fact she knew that Mr. Hunter was not physically equipped to enter into her. That's what she's saying. That's what he said in the interview. He wasn't physically equipped to enter into her to do anything. So she allowed him to do whatever. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. I don't know any relationship that would allow that. That's crazy. You're so because you can't please me, I'm gonna allow you to dip somewhere else and still have money for you, knowing you're doing that for years. Now, in my opinion, if that is truth, I'm gonna say this. If that alleged thing was truth, I'm gonna say she found something that she was enjoying too. There's no way. There's no way. I don't understand that. Because if you're saying that she was too big for you to fill in, that means you didn't fill her out and you weren't stretching her out. So how do you get in that situation? So you're going to go with this other girl who he says in the interview is getting around too, allegedly, and think you can fit in there? That doesn't make sense. If she's getting around too, that's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't make sense. Queen, did you check out the story? What is your thoughts? If she's there. Queen, are you there or no?
Yeah, I'm here.
What are your thoughts about the Wendy Williams?
I really didn't get to the full story, but obviously Wendy has messy in her life. She's had that, so it's not really that much of a surprise. I just wasn't really expecting to hear anything about his other lover, I guess, because I'm just thinking about.
You're going in and out. You're going in and out.
Hear me now?
Yeah, that's a little better. Oh, it's doing it again. But lovely TheCzarr. But lovely TheCzarr, I agree with that. I see where you're coming from. I mean, I truly do see where you're coming from. And that's part of taking my loss, for better or worse, taking my losses. Like, I'm not just going to say, well, she's too big, which that means you gave up on your wife. And through what your artist claimed on the show with unWineWithTashaK, you're going for broke and some man butt. I don't get how you weigh that out. Like, you're like, I will just take the man booty. So why are you still with your wife? Why would she be with you? Divorce makes sense. Why is she going to sit there while you're diving in him, screaming, it's Brownsville? Like, what? That blew my mind. I'm like, wait, then why is he with Wendy? She helped you. She said, look, you like that? Go for it. Now you could do that and not have any guilt of anything. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, I get what you're saying, but now you could go for broke and do whatever you like to do. Chris, what are your thoughts about that whole persona of the divorce?
I think divorces are costly. And you know what? We don't know what type of kinky shit they're into. For all we know, he even slaying the man booty in front of her. She likes it.
I thought that too. I was wondering if it ever happened in her presence. Now, the reason that Charlemagne's story was interesting because he said he allegedly, I'm hearing that he stayed there at one point in time too. So it seems that Mr. Hunter wasn't kicking his door down or stumbling into his door. Like, how does that work? Like, you're stumbling around down into his door. Like, it's just like, come on. Can you stumble into your wife's door? How about you stumble into the bed behind her and go back at it trying to make that happen? I mean, if she was like, that won't work, then I get it. You don't have what can work. I understand that. But you're diving in your artist's booty who's in the same house. That's ridiculous. How do you stumble to his door and not your own door? I just don't get that.
Did he enter through the back door, Czarr?
Of his artist, I don't know what door he came into. I don't know what door he was walking through. And then what made me squeamish, this guy was talking about how, yeah, he came quick. Like, what? Is that what's important? How fast he puts
everybody else knows that's booty quiet.
Right. He spoke so much on them exchanging DNA. It's like he was thinking about it. That's what got me. I'm like, is he pondering this? Is he like, yeah. Like, I didn't get that.
Plugging his booty, literally.
Like, what in the heck? What in the heck, man? And you said I don't know how long your wife has been there. She's a soldier. How she sat through there without reacting, I'm like, she's a strong one. I'm like, oh my goodness. Tasha K was even laughing at points, apologizing. Like, it's like, what in the, how can you escape that type of talk? How can you escape that narrative? Where are we at with it? Is that the norm? Oh my goodness. Is that the norm? I'm going to say this, Charlemagne. I'm going to say this, and this is for you. You guys watch. I don't care what the numbers say. You guys watch. I'm going to say this. I just pray you have no stories about this. I know your book. I know. I understand. I pray there's nothing else to it. If you're knocking down Miss Williams, whatever people are claiming, you said you weren't, I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with the Kelvin thing. That's crazy. That's crazy. And do us a favor, if you get into something with him, bring home a trophy you can show on the Breakfast Club. Show you did not lose, please. If this guy's going around doing that, that's crazy. Just live who you are. You're not just knocking down. You hopped in the bed and said, shut up. Really? You think that's going to fly? And he's speaking. It's not like he made a police report. He's speaking on an open social media site, just talking about it. So it must have not been that bad. If you could go meet up with this man, how does that build loyalty? How does that build loyalty? Because you snatch my crumbs. How does taking butt build loyalty? I don't understand that. I don't comprehend. Can someone right now explain to me how taking someone's butt builds loyalty?
I don't think it's loyalty. I don't think it pertains to loyalty, actually. I think him explaining that I'm putting that out there for free was for the other people who's plugging his butt, basically. He was plugging it. He was letting them know, like, no, I'm on the market, and you know what? My booty's tight enough that this dude is finished that quick.
That was crazy. I'm like, so because you bent someone over and you took something from them, now they're loyal to you. They can still turn their back on you. He just turned his back on you. How does that build loyalty? That exceeds my mind. I mean, I just had to bring that is insane. It makes no sense. It's senseless. It's the biggest excuse for anything. I'm like, that's not loyal. That's literally you violating me, telling me to shut up while you're doing it. Then you scream out the city you're from while you're doing it. Guys, I want you to understand what we're dealing with here. Now, we talked about some things that I have not spoken on or mentioned, but I'm telling you right now, it's deep. I'm telling you, it's deep. It goes deeper than that. You know what I mean? It goes deeper than that. That's what I'm trying to say. It's deeper than that. It has to be. If it wasn't deeper than that. So I'm saying there's more to it. Queen, have you heard anything dealing with this situation, the other situation, or anything pertaining to Wendy Williams? I'll give her a second. She's muted.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
So anything pertaining to Wendy, it's really been about. I know that for real. Wendy just started back in the day. She's been with this dude for 10 years. So if we're talking about Wendy, you know, it's her lifestyle and everything else, let's be honest. Do you think that being with someone for 10 years that basically they, you know, I get this feeling that they were used to having different rodeos with different people as long as it was okay. But now it seems like he wants to do his own thing. That's what I'm feeling.
Now, remember in this Tentacion situation, we had a very, very serious conversation about something. Okay. You remember we were talking about some guy I referred to as Mr. B getting tag team too, right? So here's the thing, and I want to put this out. Regardless of what anyone thinks, I'm starting to see a trend. That's what I'm starting to see. I'm starting to see a trend dealing with this whole thing. Like I asked, did he get torn up in a room? Did other stuff happen? I asked this. And there were multiple people there. But it seems when I really went into it, that certain things were coming up and certain things were dropping. I just want you to know, I still got multiple people who know of and have the video. So I wasn't talking to you to talk to you. We actually got the video. Now, I can't watch it personally. That's not me. But I know some women that can watch it. Literally, I know women. So that
let me watch it.
So yeah, so I know some women that will watch it. I can't. So when we get to that point, I'm not watching it, bro. But I am, to all of the friends here, I'm sending it to all y'all inbox. Just because all the hassle, all those people y'all hang around, it's going directly to your inboxes. I'm serious. I'm not playing. I'm gonna make you watch it. I'm gonna make sure that when you open up your thing, you're like, oh, this is a I'm gonna have you I'm gonna scar you, mother. I'm gonna scar you. Watch. I'm gonna have y'all turn it right on, and it's gonna be right on the scene. Of course, I'm not gonna do it myself because I'm not watching it, but whoever watches it, sending you right on the scene. Seriously. You thought, no, what's funny is this guy thought we didn't see this before we mentioned it. He's like, so yeah, I know you contacted some sites and stuff and got it taken down. That don't mean that don't matter anymore. You thought that would work? Come on. I'm making sure whoever you're laying with is looking at what you do. I'm sorry. I told you already that I told you I got it. I told you I wasn't playing with it either, just because you played around. I told you I wasn't. So I told, and what else did I tell you? If I keep hearing stuff, that I'm going to drop this video. It's going to be like, World Star. It's going to have you all over the... Dude, I'm gonna find out who you're riding with and make sure they see it in their inbox. They're gonna be like, yo. Now I'm telling you, I know they ain't gonna ride with you or rock with you after that. I'm telling you. I am telling you they ain't gonna rock with you after that. I looked up their MO. If they see a video of a guy on each side of you and you're doing what you're doing. See, if you live that truth, that wouldn't be a problem. But they're joining you, like they're joining in with you, doing other things, not knowing what you're doing. You're putting them in danger. Like you don't even care. They're sharing, you're eating with them, not telling them you're slopping and spitting all over the food. Really? You're farting all over the food. Like, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. It's such a synonymous factor. These guys need to see it. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. You guys got to see it. I'm sorry. I'm not releasing it without sending it privately to you because y'all want to sit up here and defend these guys, defend their activities. Oh, y'all think that's hip. That's cool. Are you serious? I'm going to make sure you guys see it. Because y'all joined in on I let y'all in on live, and y'all couldn't even come in as yourself. You came in as someone else. So I'm supposed to be respectful when you came in as someone else, couldn't even speak your plight. You play with me, I play back. But I play for keeps. I don't play like you. My play is different. So you could do all of that stuff, have a bunch of people around, feeling strong. None of that's going to matter when they see who you truly are. I can tell you that. When they see what you're really doing, you're going to be like, I got this joint with me, bro. Nah, you good, bro. Keep her. Keep her. You can have her. You had her, you can keep her. They ain't going to join in. And if you're watching, hey, I hope you keep the cap on. Everything you do, I hope you keep the cap on. I'm just saying. That's you want to know what? That's what worried me the most. See, I'm worried about y'all health and y'all hate it. I'm worried about y'all health. Keep the cap on. Seriously, always keep the cap on. Don't ever play around and join in with these. Don't play like that. Don't play with your life. That's playing with your life. Really? You like Russian roulette like that? Man, I'm telling you, you just don't know. Whew. Now, that's what's crazy to me. Now, what I'm trying to understand is what room was Avion referring to when he said what Kevin or Calvin, let's just say Mr. Hunter, said to him. What room? What rooms? What is he talking about? When you go into that room for fame, what are you talking about? Is this metaphors? Similes? Was he kicking a quick bar? I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. That's crazy. That's insane. Getting whoa. Woo. I'm telling y'all, that's insane. I ain't never heard or seen some stuff like that. Wow. Let me ask this, guys, okay? Just to lighten the mood. Let me ask this, okay? Because this is crazy. Oh, and I also want to say there are a lot of people that you don't know that have already seen that video. There's a lot of them. A lot of them. Just because they were like, yo, I see you talking, and they didn't say nothing else, really. What is there to say? What are you gonna say? Oh, this dude's legit. Don't try and hold no women, sending out there like you're all for the woman, and then you're getting tag team, but you're also using the rhetoric, calling people the F word, calling people, oh, this dude's gay. I don't want to see none of that. If you're going to treat people disrespectfully, calling them that, then you better not be doing something crazy. CommenterNation's for everyone. We're not sitting here calling people out, oh, you do that, oh, yeah, that. But you want to play that game? Cool. Let me show what you did. And you did the worst. They're just living their life, enjoying it. You're doing the most. You're doing something they wouldn't do. That's the problem. Because I know one thing they're saying, oh, he's not for alternative life. Has nothing to do with that. It has to do with what you've said to people and what you're doing. Now, again, so guys, the Genesis thing, okay? Genesis. What are your thoughts on this DNA test? Chris, do you have any thoughts on the DNA test?
So the DNA test is being requested by Cleo.
It's Genesis telling them that she wants to take a DNA test.
Why that move? Because she's been cut off allegedly from things.
I don't know, but I'm going to say this. What I find interesting about it is that I make a video saying Genesis Sanchez take a DNA test, and randomly she's like, I'm gonna take the test. Really? Really? And I know a good bit of people saw that. I know.
It's just, you know what, at the end of the day, Czarr, it's like, you know what? It's almost like you can't believe anybody's word anymore. Whether they take the test or not, and there's never any solid proof.
Yeah.
They won't show it. There's no solid proof. We're still dealing with the case and all the fuckery going on. Still to this day, and what, we're gonna wait another 5 years for a DNA test?
Right.
To hear any results?
Now, I want to say this. The girl who hit me up claiming to be a fan page. Are you lying? I called you out. I called you out. Listen, let me say this. You're the only fan page that hasn't proven it to me. That's how I know you're funny. You're the only fan. Listen, when I call out a fan, everybody who hit me up that has a fan page, did you show me or not? So let's say allegedly you are Genesis talking to me. What point are you trying to provide? I already told you it's gonna come back and say that it is. I bet it is. And I have steps that I'm taking after that. I bet it is. Because if it doesn't, there's so much to lose. It's going to. And let's just say that's a good point. Even if it wasn't, would the public be notified? Would the truth be told to us? Really? I'm supposed to believe someone's going to come out and admit this isn't his baby before they take a DNA test. You know, when your legs were spread, who was between it. You know this. We shouldn't have to tell you. You know. That's my thing. We shouldn't even be at this point. You should already be in a position to say it is. It should have been done. You shouldn't be, I'm going to take it. You should have been took it. Why just now? Why now? I know it's going to come out right. Just because of what's happening. I know. I'm waiting for it. Put it this way. I'm waiting for the test to say that it is. I'm waiting. I'm not dumb. Like, you guys just think people are dumb. That's the problem. Or you think you're too smart to outsmart. But when I first spoke about this, the plan was in place for someone like you. I didn't know it was going to be you, but the plan was in place. I was waiting for you to pop up. When you popped up, I said, got it. When different stuff started, got it. I was waiting for you. So you're stepping in. It's like I'm sitting in the room like this and you're stepping in. Welcome. What's wrong with you? What do you think? Who do you think I am? Really? I didn't know that someone was going to pop up. How many babies' mothers were claiming it right after he died? I didn't hear you speak once. There were multiple women. I didn't jump on it. Check my videos. Did I jump on it? Nope, because I was going to say, I want to see who the family interacts with. What? You know what? Sometimes I could sit back like this and let you bring the media to me. Really, really. It's like I'm looking ahead at you're making moves, and I'm like, I expected it. I mean, here's my thing. Look at the people I work with. You think this is by chance? This is not destiny. I got to know Chris A. I got to know Queen Prodigy. This is destiny. Shout out to Miss Mac. I haven't seen Miss Mac in a while. I got to check up. Shout out to Miss Mac. That's how I met Queen Prodigy. And you're telling me this ain't destiny? Are you serious? So destiny wouldn't have me waiting for someone like you to pop up, hop on the news with it. Really? Come on. If you're not understanding that, you're still playing a child game. You're still playing a child game. That's what I'm trying to say. No, Genesis Sanchez official. It's not really Genesis. I know who it is, but they're respectful to Genesis. Believe me, they're objective too. But anything where people were coming at me, they posted it. They were respectful with it. So I have respect for that person. Is DJ Scheme a man or a woman? I still don't know. I don't know who that is either. I don't know who that is. Like the name said, DJ Scheme. Are you a rapper? I'm not understanding. Who is that? For real? Like, what do you do? I don't understand. I've never heard somebody say scheme, scheme on a track. I never heard it. Who is that? What is that supposed to mean? I mean, people say it a lot. Okay. Okay. What did he produce? Did he produce something for X? I've never heard the name, ever. Okay. Does he have anything to do with it? Does he have any communication to do with it? Is he somebody I should look into? Okay, so he's Ski Mask's producer. He's not X's producer. That's probably why I don't know him. Respectfully, I don't listen to Ski Mask. I've heard like 2 or 3 songs. I don't. That's not what I listen to. I've never seen his name on anything. You'd have to name what songs he's produced on tour. So on tour, that was his DJ. Now I'm gonna look at him because I didn't know that. Thank you. I'll make a few phone calls. Thank you. I didn't know that. That name sounds kind of crazy. I'm gonna say that off the rip. I'm gonna look into it. Don't worry. Yeah, I don't even know who that is, but I would say in a few days I'll know everything. The Jocelyn Flores case, that is going on behind the scenes. Again, I'm able to get information as I go. So that's going to be behind the scenes, as well as the Cherry thing. I mean, what proof? What proof do we have? I let them speak for themselves. I mean, I let them speak for themselves. I don't know anything other than that. If he's good at what he does, he's good at what he does. Well, remember, this isn't a case of loyalty. What were the 3 things I told you? Revenge, love, and envy. Those are the 3 concepts at play. I already see the angles. So I'll know depending on the interaction that I get from it or the background I get from it. That'll help me to understand. Regardless, a DNA test proves who's the baby mother or not. But that's my thing. I am going to look into the Jocelyn Flores thing and the Cherry thing because I'm seeing some funny business with that stuff. Well, I mean, if Ja was macking, you can't say he liked her. He was macking with her because I see a lot of women around. I mean, he could be the baby father. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I just don't know who. I'm not aware. I'm not really sure. I'm getting the information as I go, but I'm looking at different angles. And the thing is, I seen funny stuff being said, and there's a lot of funny things. When I found out Geneva and Panama were friends, I knew something wasn't right. I was like, something ain't right. I done dealt with Panama, and I'm supposed to believe she's any different than Geneva. Read Geneva's Twitter. What's the difference? You're both ignorant. You're both ignorant people. So Lovely TheCzarr, allegedly, DJ Scheme said Geneva was one of the suspect's cousin. No, I stopped looking at Geneva's stuff because she was trying to show her chicken-like body everywhere. She was trying to show buns and stuff, and I was like, nah, no. I'm not that hungry. Yeah, the adventures of Flapper Feet and Clown Girl. Flapper Feet. She was barefoot, and I swear to you, her feet were as big as the dude wearing sneakers. I was like, are you kidding me? It looked like she could take her feet and start flying. I was like, what the heck? I'm like, what is this? I thought it was a fake pic. I started looking, then I seen it. I was like, nah, this is real. I was like, why are her feet so big? I was like, it looked like she should be kicking field goals in the NFL. I'm like, what is she doing? Then I seen a picture of Panama. I'm like, this girl has so much makeup on. Like, I'm thinking of Krusty the Clown. Like, I was like, what is going on? I'm like, what are these girls doing? I'm like, what are these girls doing? I'm like, goodness gracious. I was like, instead of extremes, can we get something normal here? This is crazy. Blows my mind. Then I seen a picture with Victor. Now, I don't know if this picture is real. I don't know. Allegedly, it's him standing in the mirror with another man saying friend zone. What is that about? Because can anyone explain that to me? Chris, did you see that picture?
No, I didn't.
Victor's in the mirror with another man that's larger than him somewhat, and he's saying friend zone. And I'm like, wait, aren't y'all friends? But then I double back and I'm like, wait, is he saying that he's friend zoning this? I'm confused. That's confusing. I'm confused. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? I know Genesis is a DJ. I seen her dancing. I see her dancing on the stage, and like he was by herself. I'm like, this girl's wilding. She was breaking it down. That's all I could say. She was going in. I don't have no comment to Lachey, to Lovely TheCzarr, to the I don't get how that plays in. So, Queen, are you still there? See if Queen's there. She's probably handling something.
Yes,
I wanted to ask you, what does friend zone mean?
I mean, I always felt like friend zone was a situation where maybe one person might be feeling another person, but they get friend zone, like, nah, nigga, basically. Exactly. Like, we're just friends.
So if a man's saying that to another man, is that way up the same? Like, I don't understand.
That's how I'm thinking that shit. Like, oh, not my life, not my problem.
So he publicly stood in a mirror and said that about the guy posting the picture.
Huh?
That's kind of crazy. Like, I seen a picture of Victor and another man standing beside him. It was like friend zoned, and it said some other stuff, but I just saw a friend zone, and I was like, friend zone? And I was like,
I'm not too sure.
I was like, because I don't know. To each their own again. But I'm like, Victor? Because I've seen pictures with women, seen pictures of him graduating with other people standing around. And I just was like, I was like, interesting. I was like, that blew my mind.
Nothing about homeboy's life like that.
I don't know what he was getting to, but really. No, and I can guarantee you that I am not the father, TheCzarr. I'm not the father. Not of Genesis. No. Not at all. Not at all. I'm sorry. I guarantee it. And here's what's crazy about this random Genesis fan that hit me up. You're saying you were 13. First off, shout to you watching my YouTube. I respect it. There's no age limit. I very much respect your presence. But you didn't speak as a 13-year-old. I'm sorry. You spoke as an adult. Now, maybe that's your lifestyle. Maybe. But all I have to say is you were an adult. Like, I didn't feel nothing childish about your way of speaking. I'm sorry. And that's why I said, Genesis, if this is allegedly you, just come out and say it. What's the problem? What I don't understand, I've never understood this. And I've said this before in YouTuber socialites. If I'm speaking, I show up as me. My name shows up. You're like, oh, Czarr Rights Reserve. Exactly. I'm not going to hide in there like, oh, I'm such and such. I'm Craig from down the street. And then I'm going to say something. That's stupid. That's dumb. Like, what? It said Genesis Sanchez 2. Jocelyn Flores. Okay. Vimitzi, I'll give you that. You're 14. I didn't know that. And I'm not saying kids are dumb. But she was advocating for Genesis Sanchez like a beast. I've never seen someone advocate for someone like that. Like, I don't know what spell Genesis is putting on the masses, but she said you were very cool. She said you were amazing. She loves what you do as a person. Now, let me tell you something. So, present the picture. Look, I'm going to give the picture how you want it. Say she is 13. Genesis, if you're going to tell me you're out here inspiring children, you're doing different things like that. So you're inspiring children. You better get your ish right. And I better not look on any social media and see anything like Geneva. Geneva, you could never be a role model to kids. Not after what I seen on your page. Not after what I seen. Because if my kid lost their life because of you, I would be a parent on the hunt. Period. That's bottom line. You would not be influencing my kids to do what you were doing and think that's okay. To spread their cheeks out, whatever you call yourself doing, and think that type of stuff is understandable for a woman. That's part of what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm telling you. You moving that way, unacceptable. And if I was a parent, I'm ashamed of that. You could call it getting your money, getting your chicken, whatever you call getting your racks up, whatever slang you use. That is despicable. Because when you're 40 or you're 50 around that age and you look back, if you don't regret that, you got growing to do in your mind. I'm sorry. You're not just going to split your cheeks open, get paid for it, and think you're not even getting paid like you should to do that stuff. You know, I just wanted to talk on this gently in the Wendy Williams thing. That Avion Foster thing was crazy. Mr. Hunter, you got some splaining to do. And that's to the world. That apology letter, that don't cut it. After what he said you did, you need a face appearance. You need to be on the next Wendy Williams. I'm sorry. Wendy, put him on the front seat. Say, you did me dirty. You did me wrong. He speaks sideways. You know what to do, Wendy. You know. Get your shots back publicly. It's not going to matter if you slap the taste out of his mouth once or twice. From what Avion said was happening to you, allegedly, you could get some slaps in. I know there's some dudes going to... Charlemagne will probably stand in on the side like, I dare him to touch her. I guarantee it. You got people that got your back, and that ain't going down. Again, let me say this. If you ever thought to yourself, and you use your hands to hurt women, your sword is dull. It's dull. You dull your sword every time. You got to sharpen your sword, and that's not how you sharpen your sword. I'm sorry. You admitted some weird stuff that men. Guys, go check it out on unWineWithTashaK. It's crazy. It's almost at 1 million views. Go check it out. Get Tasha K's video to 1 milli. Check that out and enjoy the show. It's crazy. For real. I know a lot of the women viewers I have here, you're going to enjoy it for some reason, one way or another. But it's going to give you something to entertain back as you grab a drink movement with Czarr, all rights reserved. We got to work on the connection and different things. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to do something a little better so we can get better connections and things. I just want to visit y'all. You know, I got some business to take care of. Holla at your boy, all rights reserved. Just checking in, seeing how everybody's doing, talking about these topics. Again, shout to everybody that wants to be a part of, but that's special because I gotta always rock with the A team. You know how I rock. I'm always gonna rock with Chris A, Queen Prodigy, no matter what. Skype kicked me off. I don't know why they did that. I just recently got it back. I don't know what's going on. We're gonna move, and we're gonna move a little different. I'm gonna bring in other guests, and hopefully I can get stronger entertainment aside from ourselves. We could get something going. I want to have episodes where each of these co-hosts just talk about themselves. So they just get on here and talk about themselves so you understand more of them. Those are going to be my most critical interviews going forward. A few of my first ones that I like to have, and I want to make it solely about them so people get to know them better. You rocking with All Rights Reserved. Queen Prodigy, let them know where they could find you. Queen, are you there? No, Queen is not there. I don't know. She was having some trouble, so I hope it gets a little smoother. Chris A, let them know where they can find you.
All right, you can find me, follow me on Twitter and IG. That's Chris_A. That's AY3. Chris_A.
Go on there, ask questions, link up with these guys, get to know them. You know where you can see me at, CZARR_all rights reserved, one word, all rights reserved.